Hey everybody, Michael Stead here, founder of the Abundance Society, where we teach you how to invest and grow your money the way the rich and the wealthy do so that you can create the financial freedom and prosperity that you deserve. Now in today's video, I want to talk a little bit more off the cuff than I usually do and bring up a topic that I'm sure will stir up a lot of controversy. But here's the deal. I want you to have a breakthrough this year. I want you to do better financially than you've ever done in your entire life. And the ideas that I'm going to give you today could very well be the turning point that will help you accomplish all your financial goals faster than you ever thought possible. So the idea that I want to give to you here today, and the topic I want to speak about, is this idea of budgeting. And more specifically, I want to talk about why budgeting will make you poor and not rich. Now, what do I mean by this, and what am I actually saying here? Well, I'm sure at this point in time, there's literally probably tens of thousands of books and courses and articles written on this subject in the personal finance and money management space. Now, a lot of these books and articles and things of this nature, they talk about budgeting, and basically what it means is that every single month you need to plan exactly how much income's coming in, how much money and expenses is going out, and then you need to allocate a certain dollar amount to things such as your housing costs, your entertainment, your taxes, your utilities, and then if there's a little bit left over, then you can have some savings on the side. And a big myth that a lot of these supposed personal finance gurus out there perpetuate is this idea that in order for you to create wealth, you need to live beneath your means. Now, I want you to really think about what that actually means and what the underlying message of that statement actually is. Because it creates a very significant problem in your psychology if you actually subscribe to this idea. Now, a lot of these books that are on this way of thinking, they tell you to do things such as, in order for you to become wealthy, you need to stop going to Starbucks every day and spending $5 on your daily coffee fix, or that you need to cancel your premium subscription service to your internet, your cable, and that you need to not go on as many vacations so that you can then take that money, save it up, and then let it grow and compound so that at some arbitrary point in the future that you'll have enough money so that you can go and do what it is you want to do. Well, there's a very significant problem with this way of thinking. And this is something that a lot of people don't understand and what a lot of people will not tell you. Because here's the truth. You cannot become rich on a fixed income. And this is really what a lot of these budgeter proponent people speak of. And this is naturally what they're assuming when you subscribe to this idea. They're assuming that you're only making X amount of dollars and that with the amount of money that you have, you need to chop it up and then allocate it in a certain way. Now, I'm not saying that you don't need to know where your money's going, that you need to keep track of it. No, certainly you do. But the problem is when you subscribe to this idea, you naturally begin to look at your financial life through a lens of scarcity and not abundance. And the really big problem is that when you start looking at your financial life this way, you start to say things like, oh, I can't afford it, or I don't have enough money, or there's not enough money to go around, or I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills this month because I only have so much money coming in. So the really big problem with budgeting is that it makes some very dangerous assumptions that naturally assumes that you're only going to be making so much money, and that because you only have so much money coming in, that you need to divvy it up and allocate it in a certain way. But luckily, there's a very easy way to turn this around for you. And what I want to show you are 3 questions that can help you shift your thinking of one that is based in scarcity, one that is based in lack and limitation, and shift it to one that focuses more on prosperity and one that focuses more on abundance so that you can begin living the way you truly want to live. So here are the questions that I want to ask you and what I want you to really start thinking about. Number one, instead of saying, I can't afford it, start asking yourself, well, how can I afford it? How can I afford that? How can I go on that trip? How can I afford that car that I want? How can I afford to live in that house that I've always dreamed of living in? When you start asking yourself this question, this starts to spur ideas within the mind that will help you come up with solutions, that will help you come up with ideas, that will help you come up with innovative strategies that can help you really start to figure out how to create the wealth, how to create the income that is required for you to live the way you want to live. Because as I just mentioned, let's say you subscribe to this idea that you abstain your desires to some arbitrary point in the future by not enjoying your life now, and that by denying yourself all worldly pleasures until you're at a certain age where really you're not even really able to enjoy it anymore. Let's say you subscribe to that idea. Well, at the end of your life, if you really think about it, and if you accumulated your money in this fashion, what's the first thing that's going to be going through your head the second that you stop working and then you start living on a fixed income off of your investments? What are you going to start thinking? You're going to be thinking, oh my God, do I have enough money to live on? Is what I have in the bank right now, am I going to outlive my money? And this causes a lot more stress than I think a lot of people realize. But that's neither here nor there, and I don't want to go off too far off a tangent here. So this brings us to our second question. Now, what you really need to start asking yourself is, how can I serve more people? Because this is how wealth is actually created. When you start to base your actions in the service of others, that's when you really start to have more wealth and more prosperity coming to you. And the more people that you serve or that benefit directly from your ability to serve them, that's when really everything starts to change. So what I want you to do is I want you to come up with a strategy so that you can start serving 10 times the amount of people that you are right now. And the last question I want you to ask yourself is, how can I create more value for others? Because you see, it's simply not enough to serve people, because right now we live in a very competitive marketplace. So the only way you're going to get ahead is if you can create far more value than the competition out there, because that's really where money flows to, is the people that are able to create the most value for their market and for their customers. So start thinking about how you can create more value for others, how you can serve more people, and start asking yourself how you can afford it instead of saying that you can't afford things. So I hope this information was helpful for you today. So thanks for listening. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment in the box below and let me know what you thought of the ideas that were contained in this video. And if you enjoy it, make sure you share it with your friends just by clicking on the little share buttons above or below this video. So once again, my name is Michael Stead, founder of the Abundance Society, empowering ordinary people with the wealth creation strategies of the ultra-rich. Thank you very much and have a great day.